All right, and we're going to transition on to our favorite segment. We have Better Now or Better in 3 years. Um, got a matchup that we've been hearing about lately. Think it's a lot closer than what you guys think. We have CJ McCollum versus Bradley Beal. A lot of people may think this is lopsided, but I think we got a couple points that'll make you think otherwise. Man, we're going to start this off with you.
All right.
You go ahead, take it away.
Okay. So I went with Bradley Beal now and Bradley Beal in 3 years. So
Okay. Double down.
Yeah. I'm gonna start off with the stats this year. Like Bradley Beal has been on a tear. He's been averaging 30.5 points, 6.1 assists, 4.2 rebounds. Wow, shooting a better percentage from the field than CJ. Shooting better from the free throw line.
I see what you did there. you skipped the category, but I'm gonna let you cook. But you skipped the category.
Not right.
You skipped the category, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you cook.
Not right at all.
All right, but he's been carrying that Wizards team, and without John Wall, and the fact that he's been doing what he's been doing, and the fact that they even in the playoff hunt is just incredible to me because I think he's been underrated.
Really?
He's been underrated. Like,
really?
Just think about it. I'm just saying. Just think about it. If they don't have Bradley Beal, like where Washington be at right now? They'd be like the last team in the league. Honestly, if you think about it, they got the worst roster, one of the worst rosters in the league. Meanwhile, with Portland, although they have been hurt, CJ hasn't been having his best year this year. He's only been averaging 22.5 points, 4.5 assists, shooting worse from the field than Bradley Beal, and shooting worse from free throw line than Bradley Beal. So I just think Bradley Beal is better overall scorer, better playmaker, and what we seeing out of him now is what we gonna see in 3 years. And I just think he's better than CJ right now. So I'm kicking off to y'all.
I'm gonna go ahead. Calling his 30 ball empty calories. You said that they were in the hunt for the playoffs. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And they're in the East. Come on, fam.
Look, they won the 22 teams, right?
I feel like we've had this talk among us before. Now it averages something completely different. But we say, okay, if somebody go and score 40 but to take an L, does it really count? You averaging 30, and y'all not even in the playoffs. We talking about the East, the Eastern Conference, not the West, the Eastern Conference. And I'll give you that. He statistically right now he is killing Bradley, CJ McCollum. I'll give you that. But one thing you left out. Now we all champion Bradley Beal for being a 3-point shooter, but CJ has a better 3-point percentage this season. Even though you say he is having a down season, that's cool. Now I just want to take it back to this. So right now I have CJ, but I did take Bradley in 3 years. Now, we're talking about the regular season. Okay, CJ has it right now. I mean, Bradley has it right now. But I want to take a step back. Let's go back to earlier this year in the playoffs. CJ was in his bag. I don't think we can go to the playoffs for Bradley Beal. No shade, but carrying on. First round of the playoffs against Oklahoma City. CJ averaged 24.4. Played a big role in closing out the Oklahoma City Thunder, which included Russell Westbrook and Paul George, which are arguably 2 top 10 players in the NBA at the time. So Dame got hot as well, no doubt. But if you just take Dame out there and he doesn't have any help from CJ, not sure if Portland completely wins that series. And then we can go to the second round against Denver. That was CJ's series hand down. He averaged 26.4 against Denver. Game 3, he put 41 up. And to close out Game 7, he sent the boys home with the 37 piece. So we've seen CJ perform in the playoffs. I mean, when was the last time that we actually seen Washington in the playoffs? I understand that their best player in John Wall has been hurt, but even when they were in the playoffs, they didn't have success as everyone predicted. I think a few seasons, uh, people had them upsetting like Toronto. That didn't happen. It's just like they never seem to live up to their potential. But I think that when John Wall does come back, obviously his average, Bradley Beal's average is going to go down. But if he can remain somewhere in the 20 to 25 range and is efficient every night, I think that him and John, they will eventually be able to make a nice little playoff push. I'm not saying they're going to the NBA Finals, but that'll be a nice 1-2 punch. But I still think that they need another piece for them to really like make some legit noise. I think we've seen most teams they have two good players, but you need like 2 to 3 all-stars to really get the championship. But I definitely think that as he continues to progress, Bradley will get better and better. I don't think we'll see him average 30 with John, but yeah, I think he has it in 3 years. But with CJ's recent playoff success, I had to give him a nod. Bradley averaging 30, that's a hell of a feat. But I feel like 1 year in the Eastern Conference and 2, you're not even in the playoffs. You can say it on a hunt, but if we end the season today, no, Washington is in the playoffs. So that's where I stand on it. Yay, we'll talk to you.
I'm going CJ. And
hot take. You double down. Oh,
the reason why is because let's go back 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You got John Wall, you got Dame, you got Brad, you got CJ. Brad averaged basically the same numbers as CJ. And if I'm not mistaken, CJ averaged just a little more. So with John being hurt, Bradley is the main scorer, regardless. Like, we haven't had a Portland team where Dame was out as long as John Wall was at all. So we wasn't able to see CJ shoot 15, 20 shots a night compared to Bradley Beal, which he has to lead the team. Now, granted, he is doing a great job in doing that, but in my eyes, if you reverse the roles, let's say Dame's out, John's out, I feel like that CJ would basically, if anything, put up about the same amount of numbers. I say he'd give you 26 and 8. I feel like CJ is more of a creator for his teammates than Bradley Beal is. Bradley Beal to me is like an aggressive scorer. And CJ is more like a smoother type. He can play make at the same time. Not saying Bradley can't play make, but the main thing he want to do is put the ball in the hole. Like CJ will play make for his teams. And I feel like
now let me ask you this though, to cut you off. Now you talked about you think CJ will average 26. Do you think that's based off just his ability, or are you saying 26 because of the conference? Like put him in the East. Do you think he can put up 30? Or are you just saying
if he was in the East?
Ability alone? Yeah.
Oh, if he was in the East, he'd probably average more. But just CJ having the ability to score, like we know CJ can score the ball. It'll be more. But in the West, this is what I was going to say, I feel like CJ would be pushing for by himself, the way with the way the West look at the bottom of the West, I feel like he'd be pushing that 8, anywhere in between, especially this year, would say 9 to 6. With the team that they have, I feel like CJ's will have more success in the playoffs than Bradley would in the first place. And just based off last year with him coming through when Dame was struggling, especially in that Denver series, those last couple games, you can tell that CJ has it. It's just that
he
he
won
knows
cool.
that Dame is the number one option. That's the first option.
Mm-hmm.
Dame.
But if you need me to cook, I got you, bro.
I'm gonna do it. And I feel like controversy was even coming in before that. Before John had got hurt, they was saying that Bradley was trying to leave because he wanted to be the number one option. He wanted to be that guy. He wanted to be that. So I mean, you can see that in his numbers this year. But I feel like CJ is better now, and he'll be better later down the road as well.
So
that was a hot take. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so between would y'all rather build around Bradley Beal or CJ? You know what I'm saying? Like, who would you build a team around first?
That's a good question, man.
CJ, based off playmaking, CJ.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bradley on this one. Like I said, I think CJ got it now, but I think in a few years, Brad's gonna have it. But I got respect for CJ. Definitely a hooper. And for him to come from a mid-major, was it Brown?
No,
Lehigh.
Lehigh.
Yeah, their color was brown, but I couldn't.
Their color was definitely
yeah.
brown, but he went to Lehigh
without a doubt.
Duke,
Yeah,
knocking off Duke first round.
That was his team, wasn't it?
Yes, it was his team. He was a senior that year when he knocked off Duke.
Mm-hmm. It'd definitely be interesting to see what happens with the whole John Wall and Bradley Beal backcourt when John comes back. If not this season, next season, hopefully. He said he'll be I guess the healthiest he's been since he's been in the league. So we'll see. Moving on to the next matchup. Two of the younger guys. We got a Chicago guy. We got Lauri Markkanen, and we have Jaren Jackson. Which one of you guys like to start this one off?
Yeah, it don't matter.
I got Lauri and Lauri. I feel like Lauri is just
you took Lauri for both? You doubled down on Lauri?
I did not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you got Jaren and Lauri.
I did not. It was Jaren then Lauri. I thought I had Lauri at first, but it was Jaren then Lauri because Jaren's numbers is better this year as far as scoring wise. It's better this year, but the Bulls coach is horrible. Absolutely horrible. He turned Lauri Markkanen into straight rebounding, and that's it. And last year, you can see Lauri was the focal point of the offense, where he was one of the top scorers on the team. But so Jaren, as of right now, Jaren does have it. I mean, especially with the situation that was at hand. But I'm gonna just do it like this. I'm gonna change it just a little bit. I say Jaren this year, Lauri the rest of the years, because the Bulls just got rid of their coach. Bulls just got rid of the plague for Lauri. So I definitely got.
Now let me ask you this, because you said Lauri was the focal point a few years ago, but I mean, we got to be honest. The emergence of Zach LaVine this year and him really becoming a 3-point threat. I mean, I'd rather put the ball in his hands.
Oh, no. Most definitely you would, put the ball in Zach's hands, like, before you would do it with Lauri.
That'd be my first option.
Yeah, that definitely, with what he's been doing, that's definitely the first option. But if Lauri's not your second option, I don't see why he's not your second option. Like, he kind of compliments Zach because he's like a stretch four. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can shoot. Then he can also put the ball down on the floor. Like, him and Jaren are very, very similar. The one thing that I do like about Jaren is I feel like he got a dog mentality. Just a little edge in that category. But I still feel like
I don't know about a little edge. I think it's a lot, but go ahead.
I'll say a little. I mean, Lauri got it, but I mean, at the end of the day, Jaren will exceed that. But I feel like Lauri just has a better skill set than Jaren does. I feel like Lauri could clearly he has a post game, to be honest, but I feel like Laurie has more of a skill set than Jaren does in my eyes. So I got Laurie for the next couple of years, actually.
Okay. You want to go, man, or you want me to go?
Oh, okay. I can go. I had Jaren now and Jaren in 3 years. Up
We
until
supposed to start
this,
calling you double down. You
that's
double down.
low key. Everything so far. All the time. But up until this year, I did have Laurie ahead of Jaren, but the fact that Laurie didn't have a good year at all, main reason is because of the coach. And I also do believe that Zach took away from him a little bit, because even though Zach has became the number one option for sure, I don't think Zach playmaking has been that good, at least from what I've seen. Like every time I watch Bulls games, I just think Zach goes out to go get his. But
yeah, he's definitely a score first mentality. I don't think he's looking to come off the pick and roll and pass it.
True, yeah. I just think right now that Jaren Jackson is more versatile, like both offensively and defensively. Like Jay was saying, I think Jaren got more of a dog in him right now than Laurie. Also, I do think that yeah, young boys. But I just think that Jaren right now, he handled the ball more than better than people think he can. Like his skill set is very well. I think he's the perfect modern day big. He can stretch the floor. He can handle the ball when he need to. He can take defenders off the dribble. He's a real good rim protector. He can guard out in the perimeter as well. I just think from 3 years from now, he's only going to get better in that aspect. Whereas for me, I think Laurie has to prove it. I do think once the Bulls get rid of their coach, I do think that Laurie going to get back to that almost all-star form. But I'm kind of in the mode where he got to prove it to me first, before I believe he's going to be an all-star type of player. So that's my take on it right now.
All right. Well, I agree with some of the points that both of you guys made. I took Laurie now, and I got Jaren in 3. I don't think Jaren is too far off right now. To be honest, statistically, he's ahead in a lot of categories already. But I just think that Laurie kind of has more years and experience under his belt. It's like he's been here before. So I think that alone, even though it's a down year, I think he'll find a way, like you guys said, to kind of bounce back. But I think Jaren has just a lot of potential. The duo of him and Ja, I think that's going to be something very, very deadly in the future. I think I might be over 7. I say a championship. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna go that far. I think they still need some more pieces, but that's gonna be a nice duo for years to come. But if we just run through a couple of the numbers right now, Jaren's at 16.9 points a game, 4.7 rebounds, 1.6 blocks. Laurie is down in points for 14.7 points per game. He's up in rebounds, 6.3. And he's down in blocks, half a block a game.
Now, I just want to point this out. Even though they only been in the league 2 years, Jaren's rebounds compared to Laurie's rebounds. Laurie averages 8 over his 8. Jaren averages 5. And the fact that Laurie averages 8 with a center, does Jaren play center? He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he don't start out the game. That's center.
He's gonna start.
Are you saying 8? Are you saying 8 for his career?
Yeah, like last.
I was about to say not this season. I was gonna say
not this season. No, not this season. But I don't like the fact that my power forward can only give me about 4 rebounds a game, or a center 4 rebounds a game, especially at that height. That's just me.
But okay, Jaren's giving you more activity on a defensive end with 1.6 blocks. Half a block, fam? What is that? You too tall to have half a block, fam. You gotta give me at least 1. A half a block? Like, I might block a shot today. I don't know how I'm feeling. Like, what?
Oh, snap.
But now, I don't want to just kill him off of one game, but you guys talking about the edge like the dog. And I guess two totally different caliber players, but I seen with my own eyes. I seen Laurie go up against Giannis, and he didn't want any parts. And it was just like I felt that even if you can't defend somebody, I want to go to an offensive end, and I just didn't see any type of like fight. It was just like, nah, fam, I don't want no parts on either end. Like if I'm getting killed on one end, I'm coming back at you on the other end. If I can't stick you, I'll make sure you can't stick me. Like, no, I'm not gonna just fold. Like, no, all right, coach, take me out the game. Like, no, I just don't. I don't see the dog in him. It's not there.
I'm gonna say I agree with that, but I just think the Bulls coach just took a lot of his confidence away this year. Like he wasn't the same player I recognized from last year at all. To be honest with you.
Now, could be a hot take. Well, not really a hot take. Could just be my opinion. I think that comes with having a dog in you. I mean, shit. If you need the coach to instill confidence in you, then
you're in the dog, yeah.
I don't think you got it. Regardless of what the coach say. I mean, at that level, regardless of what the coach says, ESPN says, the commentators, all of that, fam, you got to know in yourself, like you got it, like you that dude, like you done made it this far, you shouldn't have any doubt. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just think that Jaren, along with those other guys in Memphis, they bought into the that Memphis grindhouse mentality. Like we gonna go at you. Don't matter if you're an all-star, you're a champion. We coming for you. So I think he has that. I don't think it's a little edge. It's a big edge, and I think we're just gonna see him get better and better now in the years. I don't think he's gonna be a a superstar, but I definitely see Jaren being an all-star eventually. I think a lot of the older bigs that we are used to seeing as all-stars are starting to kind of make a transition to the back end of their prime. So it definitely one of the all-stars to come up. We give another 3 to 5 years, we'll see him in the all-star game. Shit, it might be next year, but that might be pushing it. But when we talk about power forwards, it's not too many that I can really think of in the West that are just like, oh man. I mean, we got Anthony Davis.
It's a bold statement.
You got Zion in the future at that position. How much they love him.
Considered a power forward? Is he considered a power forward?
Who knows?
Yeah,
Who freaking knows?
That's what I'm saying. When we start talking about the power forwards, when we start talking about power forwards and centers, though, it's just like, it starts getting kind of.
But I think
blurry.
he does play power forward, though.
You saying Zion or Jaren?
Zion. I think Ingram's at the 3.
I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know what
it said.
I don't know.
Somewhere it said that Jason. I've seen somewhere it said Jason Tatum was a power forward. I'm just like, huh?
Yeah, they got that on 2K, and I'm not understanding it, but
I seen that. I seen Jaylen Brown at power forward. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. But we'll see. Like I said, I see Jaren being an all-star in 3 to 5 years. Yeah. All right, we're going to transition to our last and final matchup of the night. This one is really interesting. Yeah, I want you to start this one because I'm just this is kind of like when Maine kind of just dissed his homie Trae Young. We'll let you have it. But so the final matchup of the night, we have Ja Morant and De'Aaron Fox, 2 young elite guards in the NBA right now. Yay! Let's see what you have to say on this one.
De'Aaron, my boy. But I got Ja now, De'Aaron in 3.
You said who's your boy? You said Ja's your boy or De'Aaron?
De'Aaron, that's my boy. That's my boy, man. De'Aaron. Ja now is hype. Is hype. Like Ja is like one of the next big things. Like as far as point guards go, like he got all the hypes around him. He's in the perfect position to a certain degree.
Now I just want to understand if we're saying hype as in like it's all hype.
Media.
He's
everything.
not legit. Okay.
Oh no.
You still saying
I feel like he's legit. Yeah, but he got all.
okay. Yeah.
Like,
You gotta be specific now because when you hear that's all hype, that can be a negative thing. So,
his game
okay.
is not all hype at all.
You have a pattern or distant point guard, so I just want to make sure. But continue.
But yeah, he got the media attention. Like he got all that. Like he got game. He got game. Flashy point guard, fast point guard, can dunk on or try to dunk on anything. So I feel like now he has it. But to me, in 3, I got De'Aaron. I just feel like De'Aaron hasn't came into his own yet to a certain degree. To each his own. I feel like the Kings organization is just horrible. Ever since C Webb and Bibby and all them left, the Kings organization, if you look at it, most of the people that was supposed to be up next, they just lose consistently. Tyreek, DeMarcus.
That was my boy, Tyreek. Killer.
And like you can see how bad Timberwolves, Kings players go through the years. And I feel like they brought De'Aaron in not to be De'Aaron, but to more of play make and give Buddy Hield more opportunities to score. Because Buddy Hield was there before that, and he didn't have a point guard, and we knew Buddy Hield couldn't play make at all. Great scorer, but De'Aaron was there for him, like more or less. And you can see as the first season got done, like you could tell like De'Aaron was trying to more or less pick up the scoring load to a certain degree. Like he's got the full package as far as that goes. I feel like if you was to put De'Aaron on Memphis, it could basically be the same with Ja. But I feel like De'Aaron is just going to have a more well-rounded game than Ja as
really. He's gonna have a.
And the reason why, this is why I say that. De'Aaron, most people may not see it or know it, but De'Aaron is a pretty good defender.
Oh, he's a really good defender.
He's a really good, as when he came out of college, he was known as a guard who could defend but couldn't shoot. He was known as a defender first before anything. And the offense looked like it's pretty much coming to him. So that's what I mean by well-rounded. Now, don't get me wrong, Ja can play defense too as well. But De'Aaron, that was his first thing. That's how he made it. He was a defensive guard. He was quick with his hands.
Now let me ask you this. Now one would say you're saying you're taking De'Aaron down the road, but one would say we've seen Ja in year one already kind of. It's not like they're a high seed, but they're already in that playoff push as we speak, and this is just year one. So down the road, who's to say that it won't progress to be more? Go ahead, continue.
The teams are comparing the two teams. It doesn't stack up well.
Yeah, hold